Across the world of game industry, goddesses clash, friendships form, and CPUs save the day. Sometimes with a smile, sometimes with a pudding in hand. But what if their powers didn't just come from shares, but from something far deeper? The emotional spectrum, an ancient force that channels all the feelings of the multiverse. Rage, love, willpower, hope, fear, compassion, and more. In a world driven by feelings, who better to wield these powers than the very goddesses and guardians of emotion themselves? It's time to assign the rings, to explore the colors of their hearts, to see who they truly are. Neptune, goddess of Planeptune, queen of quips, protector of pudding. But behind the laziness and lame jokes lies something powerful. She might seem like the least reliable CPU, until it counts. When the chips are down, when the world is ending, when everyone else hesitates, Neptune doesn't break. She gets back up, every time. Not because she's the strongest, but because she wants to protect her world, because she chooses to stand. Neptune of Planeptune, you have great will. She may joke, she may stumble, but she never gives in, and that's what makes her a true Green Lantern. Noir, the tsundere sovereign of Lastation. Meticulous, fiercely driven, a perfectionist with an image to maintain. And a heart that refuses to quit. She holds herself to impossible standards, not because someone told her to, but because she chooses to. That's the iron will of a true leader. Even when she's outnumbered, even when the odds are against her, even when no one else believes they can win, Noir still fights. Not with emotion, but with conviction. Noir of Lastation, you have great will. Noir's will is sharp, focused, and relentless. The weight of a nation rests on her shoulders, and she never lets it fall. Blonde, goddess of Louis, bookworm, recluse, volcano in a tea kettle. She doesn't speak often, but every word, every glance carries weight. And under all that pressure is something far more powerful than fury. Blonde loves deeply, fiercely, desperately. Her sisters are her everything, her people, her responsibility. Even her rivals, though she'd never admit it, have a place in that stormy heart of hers. Blonde of Louis, you feel great love. Blonde's love is not gentle, it's protective, unshakable, unyielding. She doesn't say it, but she shows it in every battle, and that's why she shines brightest in violet. I imagine most people will say Blonde should be a Red Lantern, but that would be too on the nose. Vert, the refined goddess of Leanbox, a paragon of grace, a champion of MMO raids, a sister. Without a sister. She may seem reserved, distant even, but her every action, her poise, her patience, her protectiveness flows from one truth. She longs to be close to others. Her love is steady, unconditional. She wants to be needed, to be loved back. She gives everything, grace, strength, compassion, without asking for anything in return. Vert's of Leanbox, you feel great love. Vert's love is graceful, radiant, and all-encompassing. She lifts others not just with power, but with kindness. And in the star sapphire core, her heart finally finds the connection it's always longed for. Nepgear, CPU candidates of Planeptune. A technician, a thinker, a girl with a kind smile. And a heavy heart. She doubts herself, worries she isn't enough. But when it matters most, Nepgear always chooses to care. She feels the pain of others like it's her own. Their sorrow moves her. Their suffering compels her. She doesn't fight for glory, she fights to heal. Nepgear of Planeptune, you feel great compassion. The Indigo tribe carries the pain of the universe and turns it into strength. Nepgear may cry, but she never turns away. And through compassion, she becomes more than a protector. She becomes a light in the darkness. Uni, CPU candidates of Lastation. She's sharp, capable, and ready to prove she can stand on her own. She's driven by more than just ambition. Underneath the guns and grit is a girl who cares. Deeply. Uni's love isn't loud. It's quiet, stubborn, and sometimes hidden behind sarcasm, but it's always there, always pushing her forward. Uni of last station. You feel great love. You also possess great willpower. Will gives Uni strength. Love gives her purpose. Together, they make her unstoppable. And in the harmony of Emerald and Violet, Uni shines with the fire of someone who refuses to give up on anyone. Ram, the timid twin, the soft-spoken heart of Loe. She hides behind Ram's energy. But there's a quiet strength in her silence. Ram doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. She comforts through presence, through patience, through empathy that reaches beyond words. She feels pain as if it were her own, and even in fear, she still chooses to help. Ram of Loe. You feel great compassion. Her compassion is not weakness, it's her greatest strength. In the Indigo tribe, Ram becomes more than a quiet twin. She becomes a guiding light in the snow, warming even the coldest hearts. Ram, the louder Loe twin, full of fire, fun, and a fierce belief in the people she loves. She's wild, she's loud, and she never gives up, even when the sky looks like it's falling. Ram believes in her sister, in her world, in a tomorrow worth fighting for. Her hope is infectious and impossible to extinguish. Ram of Loe. You have great hope. Hope isn't about knowing you'll win. It's about believing you can. And when Ram believes, the impossible becomes possible. Plutia, a girl of naps, plushies, and detachment. She smiles, she hugs, she floats through the world like a dream. She shows kindness, but also unpredictability. Her emotions blur together, gentle, until she transforms. Iris Heart is not a protector. She is judgment given form, and she enjoys it. Iris Heart of Neptune. You have great rage in your heart. She doesn't fight for justice, she punishes for pleasure, and her fury is not tempered by reason. No other emotion could contain her. For Iris Heart, rage is not a feeling, it's who she is. Pishi, a bundle of energy with a headstrong heart. She may be little, but her belief in others is bigger than the world itself. She never gives in to fear, never backs down, and even when things look scary, she believes it'll all be okay. Hope doesn't always wear a cape. Sometimes it wears pigtails, eats snacks, and charges into battle with a giggle. Pishi of Neptune. You have great hope. She's not just a kid, she's the spark that keeps hope alive, even when the world looks ready to burn. In the Blue Lantern Corps, Pishi shines like a star, tiny, bright, and impossible to ignore. IF doesn't need divine power to stand tall. She's not a CPU, she's not a chosen one. She's just determined. Every challenge she faces, she meets head on. Every obstacle, she breaks through. She never backs down, not once. When willpower is tested, most falter. But IF, she only pushes harder. IF of Game Industry. You have great will. Power isn't what makes a hero. Will is. And IF, she's got more than enough. In the Green Lantern Corps, IF stands as a reminder. No matter who you are, you can be strong enough. She's not the strongest, she's not the fastest, but Compa's strength lies in something deeper. Hope. She believes in her friends. She believes in second chances. She believes things will be okay. Compa of Game Industry. You have great hope. Hope doesn't roar. It whispers. It holds your hand. It stays beside you when everything hurts. In the Blue Lantern Corps, Compa's heart is a beacon, reminding us that sometimes just believing is enough to save the world. Izume stood alone at the edge of a dying world. Her enemies outnumbered her. Her fate was sealed. But she still said, "I'm not giving up." She fights not because it's easy, but because she must. Her will burns bright, even in the shadow of death. Izume of Zero Dimension. You have great will. But Uzume didn't just fight for her world. She gave her life for it, and in doing so, became something more. Uzume of Zero Dimension. You have been chosen to live again. She faced the end and chose life. She fought the void and sparked hope. She is will. She is life. She is Uzume Tennoboshi. In both the Green Lantern and White Lantern Corps, Uzume burns brighter than ever. In game industry, power doesn't come from weapons or CPUs, but from the heart. Every Lantern Corps represents something essential, and our heroes embody those lights in their own unforgettable ways. Whether it's the strength to fight for others, the courage to believe in yourself, or the spark that lights the darkest night, these girls shine in ways no one else can. In every universe, in every timeline, one truth remains. This is game industry. This is the light of the lanterns.